All right, hello and welcome to another episode of Kuma's Kitchen. And today we've got a special here in the kitchen that was inspired by my patron, Mike Herrin, over in Washington State in the U.S. His son actually lives here in Kyoto and he gets over here every once in a while. Well, Mike has been a big supporter of Kuma's Kitchen, and he sent me a picture of a recipe the other day. It was something like Irish mashed potato bake, something like that, right, Mike? Anyways, he said, this seems to be right up your alley. And I'm like, yes, it is. Yeah, it's the kind of thing I would make. Had cheese on top, so of course it was up my alley. And I said, of course, I'm going to make some changes to it. So I've given this a special name, and I'm going to call it Mike's Irish Pork and Mashed Potato Bake. And yeah, let's go. Well, oh, I should actually turn it up so you can see that. Let's have a quick look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that beautifulness, that absolute deliciousness. So I've taken the mashed potatoes. I've added inside it, there is pork, shredded up barbecue pork. A couple different things that you could use in here. And then, of course, on top there's cheddar cheese on it, and it gets baked in the oven. I think this is cooled down to the point where it's not lava anymore, so let's do it. So hot. Right, oh yeah. So it's baked in a wide dish, so every spoonful is going to get a bunch of different flavors there. You got the cheese on top, the mashed potatoes, the pork, and all that. Yeah. That's dinner at our house tonight, so hopefully it'll be dinner at your house soon. All right, let's go into the kitchen and make this right now. All right, so to make this little concoction here, what we've got across the front, well, going across here, I've got 2 tablespoons of my favorite unrefined cane sugar, so like a light brown sugar, 1/3 of a cup of butter. I've got 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. Over here, 2 onions. It's actually 1 really big onion, but it's the volume of 2 regular onions. Quartered, thinly sliced. Over here, 1 pound, 450 grams of barbecue pork, or basically like a really good solid ham, shredded. You could do this with any kind of barbecued pork too, and all it does is just kind of shred it up into chunks. I just want kind of rough chunks that are going to go throughout this dish. Back here, I've got 3 pounds or 1,350 grams of potato. And I've cut that up basically about even pieces so it's going to cook evenly. About 1/2 to 3/4 inch thick, or 12 to 20 millimeters thick. And then back here, that is 7 ounces or 200 grams of cheddar cheese grated. Now you might wonder, why is it always 7 ounces, 200 grams? That's the way it comes in the store, so that's the easiest. Sometimes if I need more, I end up having to buy 2 blocks. But anytime you buy at my little import store, the cheese comes, except for the Gruyere, because it's more expensive, it comes 100 grams. Everything comes in 200 grams, which is exactly 7 ounces. Perfect amount, really. There we go. All right, so we're going to do a couple things here. So I'm using this big old pot. Remember, this has got a nice, very even heating bottom, and that's what I want today, because we're going to caramelize those onions for this. And that means we want to cook it medium-low, get that temperature down there, throw that butter in. All right, and just give me a minute while that butter melts. All right, I've been skating the butter around a bit to get it melted. It's about done. So now, let's get those onions in there. And that. Now, I'm going to want to cook this, stirring it around. We want to do it slowly because we want to caramelize these onions. We want to soften them all up nicely. So about 15 minutes. They're going to be cooking away in here. And then we're going to come back in and add some of that brown sugar in to help caramelize some more. So about 15 minutes on that. Now, we're going to get the potatoes going over here. So that water has been to a boil. Fire it up again. The potatoes are going to go in there. And them also, I want to cook them for about 15 to 20 minutes. That's going to be just about right. So let's get the potatoes in there. We're going to bring that up to a boil again. There we go. All right, so that's going to come up to a boil. We're going to cook that for about 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to cook this for about 15 minutes. See you back here when those onions are ready. All right, these onions have been softening up nicely. Just getting there. It's starting to caramelize a little bit. What happens is, you get to this point, we're cooking this long, what we're doing is caramelizing the natural sugars in the onions, and I'm going to add some more. So in goes the brown sugar. Stir that around a bit. I'm going to cook that for about another 5 minutes or so. And that's going to give time for those potatoes to finish. They should be getting pretty ready now. What we're looking for with the potatoes is for them to be fork tender. So let's pull one out now and see if they're getting there or not. We'll bring one out. Oh, one of the bigger pieces. There we go. That one right there is good. Now, yeah, it's pretty well. Feel a little tightness there. I'm just going to let it go just about another 5 minutes. Now, same with these onions here. And then we're ready to do some mashing. All right. See you back here in 5. All right, those onions nicely caramelized. I'm gonna take that off the heat. Just look at those. That is looking really good. That's gonna be tasty. And I've drained the potatoes. They're in here. Got there for now. You notice I've also saved some of the potato water. There's a reason for that, because that's where we can adjust the consistency of our mashed potatoes. So, in goes the potato masher. Gonna start crushing these up a bit. And then I'm gonna wanna add some of that butter, that sour cream. Okay. I think it's time to start adding the butter in there. That's what I love about these. Like, I keep thinking it's gonna be hot. It's not. All right. So that goes in, the butter, the onions. All that goodness in there. Oh, that's gonna taste great. All right, I can go out to one side now. Ooh. All right. Now get a bit more liquid in there. Mash that up some more. You get that onions throughout. And then we can add in the sour cream. It's going to give it a nice little bit of a tang in there. And if you don't like sour cream or just much sour cream, you can always use some heavy cream instead, you know. But I like the flavoring that sour cream gives this. I like sour cream. All right. Mash some more. All right, I'm looking at the consistency, and I'm thinking probably not going to really need any of that water, but you just never know. It's always good to have some on hand. Let's get the salt distributed throughout there, and the pepper. That off to one side, and we don't need to do that with the masher anymore. Now we can just start mixing normally. All right, clean all that off there. That pepper's smelling good. All right, looks like we got most all of it. That's good. Yeah. All right, mix the salt and pepper throughout. Now, if you got little pieces of potato in there, that aren't fully mashed. I'll get the occasional one. That's okay. That adds texture. All right, now I got all that mixed throughout. In goes the meat. Get that in there to one side. And now mix that in there. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm looking at that thing. I might want just a little bit of this in there. Yeah, just to slop it up a little bit. Not much. We don't really sloppy, but we want it a bit looser. Oh yeah, that's looking good. So drink it up nicely. Good. All right. Yeah, look at that. That consistency looks good. Now, get that off out of the way, because what we're bringing in now is my big 9x13 dish. And, oh, I needed the fork anymore. That was for checking the potatoes. When the fork goes in, they're ready. All right. Okay. Just plop that in there. Like a satisfying thud when that goes in. All right. And then spread it out nice and evenly into all the corners. Oh yeah. Well, Mike, when you gave me the idea to take this, you think it was going to be like this? I know you knew there was going to be cheese. There was cheese in the original recipe anyways, but yeah. I bet you thought I was going to use bacon, didn't you? And you could. So you could use bacon instead of the barbecue pork. That's what I wanted to use. That's kind of shredded pork pieces throughout. If you bacon it in, you would cook the bacon first. You just wouldn't have to fully crisp it. But pretty close. Get it in there. Spread that throughout too. You don't want to do a lot of bacon. In fact, if I was going to do bacon, what I would do is buy some bacon block and then cut, like into 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, 5mm little pieces, and cook them up and throw them in. That'd be just absolutely perfect too. You could do this with Bratwurst. Again, I'd brown them up a little bit first. I'd slice them, brown them up a bit, throw them in here, and then away we go. All right, so that's for me to lick afterwards, yes. So on goes the cheddar cheese. Gonna sprinkle that across the top. And that's gonna go into the oven over there at 375 or 190 for about 40 to 45 minutes. I wanna, of course, bake that center some more and get this cheese all melted and browned and bubbling and everything. And then it's gonna be back here. All right, I'll see you in probably gonna be about 40 minutes in my oven, but maybe 45, we'll see. All right, so that's just come out of the oven and look at that. Oh, that looks absolutely fantastic. The browning on top there is so appetizing. Yes. Now it puffs up a little bit in the oven. It's gonna settle down again in a little bit. It's really hot right now, so I don't know. I'm definitely not gonna eat some right now, but just have a little dig in there. So you got a crust of cheese on top there. You're gonna go down in there. You're gonna have the mashed potatoes and the pork, the cheese on top. It's gonna make a great spoonful, isn't it? I'm really tempted, but I know I'll burn myself. Oh well, later. This is gonna be dinner tonight. All right, if you like this recipe, Make sure you stick around and check out some more original Kevin Riley recipes here on Kuma's Kitchen. Also, be sure to give us a like, share it with your friends, let others enjoy this delicious recipe, and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.